when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Now, this great venue has hosted some memorable playoff games over the years, and these Bear fans are hoping to make some new memories today at Soldier Field in Chicago. But just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, and we got a great one in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Here's Williams. Throw right side taken in by Adunze. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll try the left side. Easily. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Open man down the field. That's Bourbon. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well.
Well, Charles, did it seem like to you that maybe they were a little worried about his running prowess there? Because everybody kind of froze when he got outside the pocket, and they were able to throw it for the first down.
Absolutely, and you work all week getting ready for a game, and you know that the potential is there for him to run it, but you better take care of those receivers downfield. They can hurt you first. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second down and 4. To the air, Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. Able to locate his running back open downfield. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. 37 yards. And the Bears are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line.
52 Blues.
Now Spears begin the drive. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, Their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, force the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
That is caught. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 63 yards. And the Saints are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
His kick is good.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams. And that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charlie.
And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know it's coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
To the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up third.
Looking to throw is Williams. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
They'll go. Here's Williams.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very flexible.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Tajay Spears,
52 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
19-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. To throw, Williams. He'll get this into the hands of the Dunze. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Up the middle they go. Easily. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
To the left side, he's got his tight end, Loveland. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
At the Saints' 5-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Throwing is Williams. He'll try to do it himself. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
That's Olave bringing in another one. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Rattler from the gun, 3rd down. And rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet, so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Roma Dunze, 46 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up. Point after up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14-all following the interception last time it led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
32.
The Spears with another carry. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? He barely got the 1st down, but he got it.
Let's go. 45. What? 1-3 rail. Yellow. Ready.
From the shotgun, Rattler. He finds his man, complete. It's Chambers. 17 there to New Orleans 1st down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Throwing is Rattler. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 8 yards out. And the Saints have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This one deep into the landing zone, returnable from the 2-yard line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw, it's Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
That's another Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Williams. That's downfield. He's got Loveland. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. From the gun, here's Williams. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
First and 10 at the 19.
Looking to throw. Williams. And it'll be intercepted. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Ready, set.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Yellow, 43. Smash, smash. Ready.
Quick throw to Olave. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 7.
Come on, 38. Black 50. Green.
Now Rattler. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
To the air is Rattler. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Second and 10.
Six, smash, red. Come on, set.
Here's Rattler. Olave holds it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 22-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Here we go, set.
Rattler wants to throw it. To the sideline and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fighting them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half.
Bears 14.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin. Now to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
That's caught. The tight end Loveland with it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw. Williams. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. Williams. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out of poor one, especially given the new rules. They're going to be backed up deep to start this drive.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Ready. Black 40. Black shot. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On the option, here's Spears. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
43 rail. Hey, red. Black ultra. Trail green. Ready?
From the gun, here's Rattler. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
They'll go. Here's Rattler. He'll try to do it himself. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And the Saints, first down. A gain of 7. First down.
Out of the gun, a give to Spears. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Come on, set. 50, green. Hey, confused. Cut.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Striker, 3-3. Watch out now, 50 series.
Rattler working out of the gun. He'll try and do this himself. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on a catch and run. 32 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll look to throw here. Going right side here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Yellow, 22.
Hand off to Spears. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
That one's taken in by Spears. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
60 red. 60 red. Ready?
Now back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got man complete. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Ball red. Let's go.
At the 7-yard line.
Let's go.
And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Saints are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Williams. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Luther Burden, 75 yards. And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Touchdown, New Orleans. A very rare kickoff return on an onside kick. And the Saints are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. To the air, Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he comes back with one complete. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
At the 42-yard line.
To throw once more, here's Williams. That's quickly to Atwell on the slant. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. 2-2 Atwell, 42 yards. And the Bears have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs, but with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go.
Gain of 27 on the play. First down, New Orleans.
The pass caught by Olave. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Bears 35.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Williams. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Roma Dunze with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bears are back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, huh?
All about the numbers, baby.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
And they're on the 19-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. To throw, Williams. Now he'll take this and run. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Throwing is Williams. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's first and 10. Throwing again here, Williams. Pass complete to Loveland. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
That's another Bears first down.
And they'll try to save the timeouts to use on defense if need be as he runs up and spikes it. Another try, second and 10 now. To throw, it's Williams. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
Here we go. This is fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Let's go. Ready?
Here's Neal. And he will have a Saints first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory for them.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field.